Cumulative histograms are a variation of a frequency histogram. Instead of using a frequency table, we will now use a cumulative frequency table to construct these. Cumulative frequency allows us to know how many values lie below a chosen measurement. Given this histogram and our frequency table, you can see how many values lie within each interval. By constructing a cumulative frequency table, you are going to take your frequency table and add all values in that interval and any values below it. So for the 51 to 60 interval, that will contain 20 values. Now, the 61 to 70 interval in a cumulative frequency table will also be combined with the 51 to 60 interval, giving this interval the values from 51 to 70. We will continue this process as we move to the top, because with a cumulative frequency, the total frequency for each successive interval is included. Notice all of the intervals in a cumulative frequency table start with your minimum value. Here, 51 to 60, it contains a total of 20 values. Anything 70 or below is the combination of 61 to 70 as well as 51 to 60. So 40 plus 20 is going to give us that 60. The 51 to 80 value, we're going to add the 60 plus the 75 for the 71 to 80 interval to include all values at 80 or below. We're going to continue this process by adding the frequency to the cumulative frequency to get the next value. Now we can take this information and construct a cumulative frequency histogram. There are 20 values in the 51 to 60 interval, 60 values in the 51 to 70 interval. Notice all of your intervals are the same size. Your bars are all still touching. If you do not begin your interval at 0, you're using a break symbol. You have a title. You have labels on your axes. But every single interval starts with the value of 51. So you can graph your cumulative frequencies accordingly. Taking a look at this graph, can you use a percentile score to note the percentiles or quartiles? Absolutely. We know that percentiles and quartiles divide our numerical data into equal parts. So for 240 values, if we want to divide that into quarters or quartiles, we would divide it by 4. So every 60 scores is 25%. We can mark that off on our vertical scale. Counting by 60s, we can mark off our quartiles. So the 60th score